So today I'm going to be grilling these oysters that we got from Starr Oyster Company in Tokeem Bay here in Southeast Alaska on Prince of Wales Island. And they've been experimenting with actually freezing the oysters and then shipping them. And a part of that, it helps the shelf life of the oyster, but it also opens up during the freezing process with hopes of more consumers buying the product with it being easier to shuck. So what we're going to do is get these on the coals and we're going to warm them up, and then we have a few different butters that we're going to put on top. I'm going to take a little bit of wet cedar and I'm almost just going to make a bed for these oysters to lay on. It's also going to enhance some of the flavor. Some of the aromatics of the forest here are going to get into the oysters themselves. You can already smell that cedar. It's absolutely incredible. So we're going to put about a half a dozen on here. We have a nice, almost little cedar bed for them. I'm going to put a little bit more on top, and that's going to help steam these guys, speed up the cooking process a little bit, as well as, again, introduce that flavor of the forest. So these oysters have been on there just about a minute or two, just enough to take a little bit of that thaw off, and you can see they're nice and open, and we're going to take these out, and I'm going to put a little bit of the compound butters on each of them. So I have 3 different compound butters with me. These are really nice to do with any ingredients that you really like to either enhance your fish, crab, any seafood. Basically, any flavors you like, whip it with room temperature butter and then roll them into parchment and freeze it. And you can even portion it from there, freeze it, and you have it available to you all season long. It's also a nice way to preserve things. For example, our first one is an uni butter. So we harvested some sea urchins and made a butter with that. We also have a gochujang butter, which is a fermented Korean chili paste. So this is going to add a whole nother dynamic and a little bit of heat to the dish. And then we have kind of a classic herb butter. This is always a fan favorite, garlic and herb. So you really can't go wrong with any of these. So you can see that we have the oysters, and they open up nicely. So you're not having to really shuck at the back, and I can just come off the top to save that meat and pop that shell right off, oysters exposed. From here, you can either keep it in the shell, which is totally fine because it's going to pop out after it cooks, or if you like, you can just clip that and you can see the oysters loose, ready to go. We're going to remove any shell that's in there. And when cooking oysters, you'll notice that the shells will crack and pop, and there's a good chance there may be a little shell in there, so just be careful with that. These are actually still quite raw. They've curled up just a little bit from that heat, but it's really nice that they are still raw and that we're not going to overcook them throughout the process. So next I'm going to put the butter on the oysters and go directly to the coals. All right, we're heading back to the grill, and I'm going to keep these kind of close to the edge, and it's going to make it a little bit easier for me to get them off. What I'm looking for is the oyster to really seize up, start bubbling from beneath, and that butter to really nicely melt on top. So you can see this oyster is a perfect example of what we're looking for. Nice and bubbly, and it's firmed up. That one I'm going to take off and slowly get these off the fire as they finish cooking. These are a wonderful size for grilling. So these guys are ready to go. When serving these, lemon, always a good choice. Actually, lime is really nice as well, especially with the uni or the Korean barbecued style. Lime is a really nice addition to the flavor.